Hey there, everyone. This is Samuel Johnson, and welcome back to the Lyoko Retrospectives. And today we're going to be discussing episode 22 of Code Lyoko Routine. And in this episode, Oric is kind of starting to get sick of everything. Pretty much what I mean is, Oric is starting to realize the tedium of their day-to-day lives, and is just starting to just kind of feeling the weight of it a little. Like, namely, how they just how it's how everything just seems to be going. Like every day they have a normal life. Then Xana attacks. They reverse time. Then they relive through everything. And then they go through everything, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It especially doesn't help when the episode actually opens with them stopping another Xana plot. We don't know what it is, but it resulted in them going to the forest sector. Just bottom line, Ulrich is just getting sick of it, and as a result, he just kind of want. And as a result, it's just starting to get to him. Well, especially since one of the things that he's complaining about is his track record with Yumi. Mostly because after the latest attack, he asked what everyone's going to be doing, and pretty much everyone else has got their own plans. Odd wants to just get some rest in. Jeremy wants to keep going on with the devirtualization program, and I forgot what Yumi's was, but it was pretty much her own thing. While Ulrich was just kind of left alone. As for meanwhile, Ulrich himself, and as such, Ulrich is just feeling, yeah, just sort of feeling, eh. It's pretty much just causing some tension between him. He's just starting to feel tension between himself and Yumi. Not how. However, that night he went after he takes a shower. He runs into a girl in the dorms named Emily, and they kind of seem to hit it off. As while they do have a short little conversation, the next day Ulrich and Emily are just kind of hanging out, and Yumi notices and starts getting jealous. While Jeremy and Odd tell Yumi to not worry about it, that she's not worry about it since they're just friends. So whatever. It's obviously starting to get to her, and Sissy, deciding to act on her bitch instincts this episode, decides to try and play them against each other, telling Yumi that Emily and Ulrich, sorry, get their names mixed up again. That Emily and Ulrich have apparently been together for about 2 months, and it's going strong. And Yumi, being jealous, actually believes that and actually confronts Ulrich, which causes them to actually get into a bit of a spat because Ulrich actually is starting to get his. Ulrich is just wondering, well, because again, Ulrich is wondering, well, what are we to each other? Are we just friends? Are we just buddies? And Yumi's continually just trying to say, and Yumi's just kind of going on the offense and defense, saying, yeah, it's like I'm just concerned for you. I'm just a friend. Can't a friend just be worried? And it's just kind of getting to a back and forth, and it's just adding tension between them. However, that once again gets put. However, that unfortunately kind of does need to get put aside as once again Xana attacks. Only in this case, no one seems to know what the attack is. All they know, the only way they know that Xana's actually attacked is that when is that Aelita calls Jeremy and says that she's feeling tremors in the desert region. So it means that Xana has activated a tower. However, no one knows what's going on as there are no odd occurrences going on around the school. There are no attacks, nothing's out of the ordinary. It just seems like a normal day. Irregardless, the kids go to the factory, and while Yumi and Ulrich obviously are having some tension, Jeremy pretty much just tells everyone, "Look, you got to go into Lyoko. Xana's to launch some kind of attack, and we need to go, and you need to take care of it." So it pretty much just means that, as such, they all go into Lyoko, and as such, they all go into Lyoko regardless of what's going on. However, it's when they get on Lyoko when they see what Xana's done. As when they virtualize, Jeremy detects a bug in the system, detects a bug in the supercalculator and the virtualization program. They don't know what it is, but obviously Xana's messed with the code in Lyoko a bit. The group escorts Aelita to a tower, and upon investigation, it turns out that what's happened is that Xana's latest attack is that he's pretty much screwed with the devirtualization program. Like, as they've established before, the only way to be sent out of Lyoko is via two ways: either return to the past, which will send you back to a point before you went to Lyoko, or get struck down, which will immediately devirtualize you and boot you out of Lyoko. In this case, however, Xana's in this case, however, Xana's made it so that if you get devirtualized, you're just pretty much dead. As such, the group is now pretty much trapped in Lyoko, and this means that if they encounter any monsters, they have to make sure their aim is straight and true, or that's it, game over. Or tries to assure Jeremy that everything will still be fine. That everything will be fine. Has to deal with all this sort of thing. This whole thing has to deal with this sort of trouble all the time since she's stuck on Lyoko. So all they have to do is just get her to the tower, and they can fix everything. That's what happens. The group tries to find the tower that Xana activated, which is being guarded by strong monsters. And while Jeremy tries to deal with the problem manually, as he goes down to Super Calculator and tries rearranging it, but Xana being Xana, he booby trapped it, so he gets a shock and gets knocked out. Doesn't help that Xana, I think, locked him in the virtualization room. So in order to get to the supercomputer, which was one floor below, he had to use a winch. When he got shocked, I think Xana somehow took control of that, which I would buy. But bottom line, they do manage to. But bottom line, they do manage to fix everything, but just before they're able to take out but in the midst of fighting the monsters, Yumi ends up getting almost thrown into the virtual sea again. But this time, Ulrich manages to save her and pull her up, and it leads to actually a kind of cute moment where they almost kiss. But before their lips can make contact, the tower is deactivated and time is reversed. Which I'm guessing after a moment like that, Ulrich was actually able to explain the situation with Emily to Yumi, that they really are just friends and he likes hanging out with her. And so when Sissy tries to do her 2 months ploy again, Yumi just throws it back in her face. So I really don't know what to say about this episode. On the one hand, I kind of like how we kind of address sort of the tedium aspect of the turn back of the return to the past function, and I do like seeing the angle of them just starting to get kind of sick of the tedium, as it really is the same old routine. They just kind of go through the day. Xana attacks, they fix everything, go through the day again. I kind of would like stuff like that. I kind of like that they acknowledge it, and part of me kind of wishes it was sort of like a Groundhog Day sort of thing, which they sort of do, but being kids, they just sort of have fun with it. Like, for example, after they stop whatever Xana's attack was at the beginning of the episode, they know that Sissy's going to come up to Ulrich and ask him to do something, and ask him to come to her room so he can quote unquote help her with a problem. But since Ulrich slipped through the day before, he's able to shoot her down before she can even ask the question. So I do kind of like that. But again, it doesn't really address. But really the whole idea of the tedium is not exactly as focused on. It is focused on a bit as part and especially, but part of it is just sort of Ulrich kind of getting sick and tired of the tedium between him and Yumi. As we continually shown that they do have feelings for each other and are willing to go to great lengths for the other, but neither has fully committed yet. We've had moments, and to know that they both want to be with each other, that they both do like each other, but again, it's not. But again, it's nothing they have that they've. We haven't really. But again, this episode just kind of has or kind of getting sick of being stuck in the friend zone, so to speak. At the same time, though, and while Yumi's not going to do anything either, it was seeing her get jealous about Emily's presence does kind of help reaffirm that she does have feelings for Ulrich. And again, it is just kind of, so I do sort of like that. I guess a problem I would have to say is that we don't really get much of Emily as a character. Like Ulrich's dad last week in the last episode that I saw, she's really just a plot device. I think to my knowledge, we only have 2 spoken lines from her. Her introduction and then a line at the end of the episode. Other than that, we just see her and Ulrich talking, and while they do seem to be enjoying each other's company and having fun, at the end of the day, she's a plot device to try and create tension between Yumi and Ulrich. So, yeah. I guess another thing would kind of be the whole angry at each other spouse aspect. And I understand that as that couples fight and so forth, But in this case, it really does make it really just kind of gets a little annoying, and it is somewhat childish. And I'm willing to forgive because they are kids, but at the same time, it is just kind of feels like a fight. Standard fight. Sissy is just trying to play them against each other, but Sissy just trying to play them against each other. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about the episode. I guess I will give it credit though that I will give it credit that I do like that they. I kind of wish that we actually saw a conversation with them on. I guess I would have liked a little bit more. Well, I do kind of like the resolution as they are, but as while they are angry at each other when they go on Lyoko, they do kind of push it aside for the mission, I suppose. But again, they do kind of push it aside for the mission, and it is sort of resolved when Ulrich goes to save Yumi, thus affirming that there is thus showing that they do still care about each other, especially since just when Ulrich saves Yumi, they are about to kiss. So stuff like that is cute, but again, like that is cute, and it did kind of get to me that they returned to the past just before they kissed. So, but at the same time, I think when you go through something like that, it does help them calm down, especially since at the end of the episode they do it. It's obvious that they're not. It's obvious that they still want that. It was still a genuine moment between them, and it's not a moment that they're willing to share with everybody. But at the same time, it's not just they're not just going to forget about it. So it does affirm that they do. It does affirm, especially to Ulrich, that Yumi does have feelings for him. It's just that I don't know. Again, it does well for progressing more character dynamics, especially when you consider that the threat is kind of a lower grade threat, but still an effective one. And I actually will give credit, and again, it's showing more of Xana's creativity. In this case, all he had to do was activate a tower and set his plan in motion, and he knew the kids would run. Even if he didn't cause a problem in the real world, all he would need to do is get Aelita's attention, and he knew the kids would come onto Lyoko. So all he had to do was just wait. All Xana had to do was just sit back and wait, and the instant they were on Lyoko, all they had to do was just send a bunch of monsters after them and make sure that their aim was tried and true. So that's effective. I kind of like that. Pretty much makes them trapped on Lyoko pretty much just makes them trapped on Lyoko and ensures that all Xana needs to do is just take them out. Which interesting plan, but at the same time, you're dealing with these monsters. But then again, these monsters have devirtualized them at certain points, so yeah. In fact, I'll give him credit. It's still an effective plan. I don't know. I did like the episode. I do admit that. I did genuinely like it. It's just I'm kind of coming up on a blank because I do feel like there was character growth and progression within this episode, especially between Ulrich and Yumi, as we see Ulrich kind of getting sick getting kind of sick of nothing happening. That there is of hints and pieces, but he just kind of wants to know, what are we to each other? What is he to you? What's he to Yumi? What's he to Yumi? He wants there to be more between him and Yumi, but nothing has been said. And when when they do start fighting, when Ulrich is hanging out with Emily, it just kind of helps create more of the vibe between them when Yumi keeps saying that we're friends. It kind of helps. It just kind of some couples drama, I guess you could say. It just kind of turns into a couples drama, I suppose. But again, so I guess maybe that's what's holding it back for me. I kind of like it when we have I kind of like it when they actually kind of progress. I kind of like it if there was more interaction, I suppose. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of drawing a blank on this one. I'm not the best when it comes to relationships, but again, I'm not saying that they should be a perfect couple. I don't think the perfect couple exists because I think all couples at some point have spats and argue with each other. In this case, I guess for me the annoying factor is just that they're how childish it is. Yumi and Ulrich have constantly shown that they have feelings for each other, so Yumi getting angry at Ulrich for hanging out with Emily, I can kind of understand. She's only human. But to actually fall for Sissy's plight and then for it to evolve into them arguing about Ulrich hanging out with Emily, it's childish again. I know I said earlier that I shouldn't be getting angry at that because they're children, but I don't know. It's just annoying for me, I guess. But again, though, it does continue to progress their relationship, and it does show them actually progress. And it does actually end on a nice note as we see them as when in the life or death situation, Ulrich is still there for Yumi, and it does reaffirm that even with the spat, I suppose they do still care about each other and their feelings. And I guess after that, maybe it kind of helped cool emotions enough so that Ulrich was able to so that they were able to hold a conversation, and Ulrich was able to explain things. I think it also especially helps that with that moment also affirmed to Yumi that she didn't have to worry about losing Ulrich at all. That he and Emily maybe probably were friends. So I like that. I guess I like that. Again, maybe I guess my problem is that it is just if it's just that the initial fighting kind of just felt annoying and childish. And again, I can probably forgive it because they are kids, but that doesn't change the fact that I think it was just a little annoying. So again, I think that's really all it is for me. Just it felt a little childish and annoying. Not bad, but well, not bad, just childish and annoying. Again, it makes up for it with the end, but overall, that's my thoughts. So yeah. Overall, otherwise though, I did like the episode. Again, I did like the episode. I did kind of like seeing their relationship continuing to progress with this spat, and it is a with a spat. I did actually like seeing them have to actually finally put out there what is going on between them. I suppose, which is nice. I like that, and for them to finally kind of affirm it, so to speak, without actually having to affirm it. I think that is nice. I think again, we got some kind of we got the kind of childish arguing and so forth, but otherwise, it is a genuinely good episode. It's nice. It helps to actually set up more of their relationship, and also kind of affirms that there is a relationship there. And overall, and as such, I guess I can say I think it's just a cute episode. Again, I feel like there still should have been more. It would have been nice for them to actually have that conversation. Actually have that conversation, but again, it was nice to actually see them finally affirm it. So, yeah, yeah. So, I guess that's kind of it. Cute episode. Nice to see that. Nice to see them going. Nice to see that continuing on. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'm Samuel Johnson, and I'll see you next week. Take care.